and when I see what people think of as musical theater, I think we're misguided a little bit. And so I think what's important for us to remind ourselves of is musical theater doesn't mean lip syncing. And musical theater doesn't actually have to mean dancing to Broadway songs. And so unless somebody changes the rules of what dance competition says for musical theater, you don't have to dance in Chicago. That doesn't make it musical theater. What musical theater is to me is bringing real life to a conversation through musical vocabulary. In a musical, we break into song or break into dance, concept 101, when the emotion becomes too heightened for us to be able to say spoken words. So we're so angry that we have to break into cool from one side, or we're so magnetized to a person we must break into a love song. Same thing happens in films. When the emotion gets so high, you'll notice the scoring takes over and the close-ups get closer and shines a bit more heightened. Does that make sense? So that's what our dance is about in musical theater. It's about bringing to life a message that has to be expressed through music. Now, that message can be a plot point. It can be the sort of description of environment, or it can be the development of character. So in a 3-minute piece, you can't change the world in a plot. You can sort of go from A to B, or you can describe character from A to B. But what's important is that we go someplace. The reason we have conversations with people in real life is to say something. So we're not doing a combination when we're performing a musical theater dance. We're having a conversation. Does that make sense? A combination can just be 32 counts. It doesn't have to accomplish anything. But our dancing must accomplish things. So I'm going to speak today from the point of view of Broadway dancing and theater dancing. That doesn't disregard all the other mediums, contemporary, tap, jazz, all those things I have great respect for. I'm going to almost act like they don't exist, because this is what my career is. My career is Broadway dancing. But the points that I'm telling you apply to all those things, because I'm not talking about acting, and I'm not talking about doing sugars and bell cakes. That's not what musical theater is to me. Musical theater is just making a character happen. Does that sort of make sense? We're going to do 2 quick exercises and then a bigger combination in the heights. So this first piece. So early on in a musical, what happens is a character takes the stage. Well, let's talk about no musical. Let's talk about the story. Let's talk about the books you're reading, the films you're watching. A character comes into your life. And the author's, the creative team's responsibility is to get you on the page of that character. So we call that a sympathetic character. For whatever reasons, you have to decide to like that character so that you go on the journey with the character. What's the next thing that happens? Something gets in the way of the journey, conflict. And so then you root for your hero, you root for your character to get past the conflict. When we get past the conflict, resolution. That's in a comedy, that's when things work out. The other thing is, you root for the character, conflicts happen, the resolution is not pretty, that's a tragedy. Yeah, Romeo and Juliet. You're still cheering for Romeo and Juliet. So even though it doesn't work in the end, the resonance is that you believed in them so much you wanted them to have resolution, and it didn't happen. Does that make sense? So even in a 3-minute piece, I need to see ingredients of those things.